I got deer in headlights going on now. I completely and utterly lost my train of thought. Okay, everybody, welcome back to another edition of the Pharmacy Proud Show with John and Dave. I'm Dave, and this is, of course,
I'm John.
Today, what we want to talk to you about is something that I think is very frustrating for all of us. Whenever we've got a patient who walks in and says, well, you know, I've been told I have to go mandatory mail order with my insurance plan, or even worse. What really grinds our gears is whenever the insurance company has basically just called them up and solicited this, and then they're calling saying they want to get transfers, and you don't even have an opportunity to talk to your patient. And it's something that you fight every day, and guess what, everybody? It's not going to get better, it's going to get worse. So you need to be prepared, you need to be proactive, and you need to do the best you can to educate your patients about exactly what mandatory means and whether or not we need to be using air quotes whenever we say the
Yeah,
word
I think mandatory is a key word there. You do have smaller businesses that you get certain PBM/pharmacies that sell that small business that we're going to save you so much money. And that's a little bit of a smoke and mirrors game. You all know that out there. But, you know, so then what happens to you is, you know, you lose your patients. You know, they're only allowed to come get antibiotics. That's truly mandatory. And I've had my own patients actually fight, raise a voice to their HR and actually get that change. If nothing else, get their own prescriptions. They can still come to me. Mm-hmm. So it is possible to fight that fight.
Yeah, and that's where you have to do. Also, whenever you've got the, say like a big Part D plan or something that is essentially given your patient the impression that they need to do this and that they don't have an option, because guess what, it's real, it happens, you know it does, you've dealt with it as well. You know, whenever they call you up, you are perfectly within your rights to say, well, you know, we only do transfers at the patient's request. They'll need to get in contact with us and be thoroughly prepared for what's going to happen.
I have had patients tell me that they received something mail order and they never requested, never have a conversation about it.
Right, yeah.
So it probably, you know, it is always good to probably check with your patients.
Yeah, and they're going to turn right around. The mail order company's going to call a doctor, so you can get to them faster than they can. You can pick up the phone and say, hey, listen, this is what might be happening. Whenever they call, say, well, the patient needs to get in contact with me also, and make sure that that's at their request. And we've had some success with that, and we've been able to keep a hold of people that didn't want to leave and didn't know that they didn't have to leave.
And Dave and I, our doors are open to our drugstores. You know, we take anybody that comes in. We want to serve everyone that walks through the door there. But I can tell you that when mail order companies are sitting there, they're picking and choosing who they want. You know, they're going to pick and choose the patients that, you know, there's a process to. They're not just randomly trying to pick up every patient. You know, that criteria, you know, I don't know what their criteria is, but we want to serve everyone. We're not just going to pick and choose those who we feel may be profitable for us, you know, or those that may have a bigger impact on our DIRs or something like that.
No, we're here first and foremost as a service to our community, and that truly is the lifeblood of what we're trying to do. Is we want to be sure that when we walk out the door, once we turn the lights off and set the alarm and lock the front door, we want our community to have been a little bit healthier at the end of the day than it was at the start of the day.
Sure.
And that's all we're really trying to go for. If we can run a profitable business, that's great, but that's a secondary concern for us.
Listen, your patients don't want mail order. Your prescribers don't want to deal with mail order. So you don't have to do it either. You know, don't give them up. Don't give your patients up without a fight. Encourage your patients to work through their HR department and see. You never know. You'll be surprised. It's another edition of Pharmacy Proud. I'm Pharmacy Proud. I'm John.
I'm Dave. Keep fighting. I'm Pharmacy Proud too. It's always a pleasure. Thank you.
See you all.